So our panel members have worked with us a long time. A lot of them have lots of lived experience, both of their personal health, family's health, and being around health and social care. So we're going to listen to a little bit from them. Our first presenter is John.
Right, my name's John, and I would first of all like to talk to you about my dementia and not being taken seriously, which is what happens. You know, I deliberately go out of my way to be funny, to be amusing, and it's a tactic to let people know that I can still function. You know, because commonly, if you think about somebody with dementia, they're just sat there vegetating, waiting to die, and that's not always the case. I feel a part of something, not apart from it. I've met some, you know, fantastic people, and I feel equal. You know, I felt welcome from day one, and you know, for that I'm truly grateful. Involving my carers supports to both of us. You know, I've got to say, my wife, you know, who I love a bit. You know, she's my rock. You know, she's always been there for me. I've had a few health problems, but I won't go into that because Anila will hit me on the back of the head with something. People see me, not just my dementia. And that's true that, you know, it's, when I'm involved in a lot of things, and some organisations that I'm involved in, I don't feel at ease. I just don't feel at ease, you know, like with their carers. The carers have got a negative attitude towards the people that they're looking after, or, you know, being a part of their lives. Support helps me shine, not be sidelined. Well, it does, you know, it's an absolute privilege to be part of ARC. You know, I've met so many wonderful people. It helps me to function, and it gives me something to look forward to. Because I mentioned it before, for a long time I felt abandoned, and it wasn't until I came to ARC that, you know, I was restored to the way I am now. So, is that all right, Anila?
You did it amazing, John. Well done. You can do again. So our public panel are amazing. They get involved with research before pre-bids, just talking through being a critical friend with people and just learning every day. One of our key phrases, every day is school day, and that's on both sides of the conversation. Some of our panel members are also community connectors. Community connectors are the hub of community, the heartbeat of a community, and they know the people, they have the trust of the community. So by us working with our community connectors, it really does kind of give us that link to real voices. So I'm going to hand over to Femina.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Femina Parveen. I work for an organisation called Awakening Minds. Being a community connector gave me the opportunity to serve my community better, to amplify their voices and bring them into research, because up until recently we were never called to come and sit at the table, and people like me weren't asked our opinion. So when this opportunity has arisen, I want my community to completely and utterly go feet first into that opportunity, and being a community connector, I'm able to do that. It's a fantastically fulfilling role. It boosts confidence, it gives me meaning, and I really truly think I make a difference in my community. And because the community trusts us, they're able to be a lot more forthright with yourselves and better to give, and they want to give more information to, and they're more receptive to researchers.
Perfect. Thank you. Well done, Femina. I hate presenting, and my job is perfect because I just work with people and I go, can you do it? So I'm next going to pass on to John and Beatrice, who we've community connected that we worked with on a project with Joanne Ellis from Pennine on psychosis. So John's going to speak first. Introduce yourself, John.
Thank you so much. My name is John Alex. I'm an ordained priest with the Church of England, Anglican, and I work in the Diocese of Manchester. So I met Anila slightly before 2022, but practically in terms of the community connectors work, we started working closely as ARC, and I was then working and coordinating community engagement with Caribbean and African Health Network. And there's a lot that took place in terms of engaging and especially looking for people who would not have participated in research, making sure that they participate in research and they get involved, and we make sure that data speaks to them. It was key in that. So I built kind of trust within the community. And even to date, I'm proud of that, that when we met, I started engaging. She started bringing so many researchers to us, to our meetings, and make sure we learn in between, like Fahima said, making sure that we build that bridge between the researchers and the community. Sometimes there is losing one thing or two to make sure that you learn each other. We've gotten advantages with them. First of all, ARC being flexible, sometimes not coming to these hotels. It is us going to churches or mosques or synagogues instead of coming here. And sometimes we have changed even the dishes to sometimes Caribbean, African, or something like that. But along the way, she introduced to me that there is this project of engaging young people. They had a condition, getting to know about psychosis. And said we want those between 18 and 24. Bringing them together was becoming a problem, really. And the engagement was, how do we do this? I said, yeah, I have connections in the communities. And I started linking up with calling people and getting to know many communities out there. There were Congolese communities, there were Eritrean communities, Ethiopian, Kenyan, Ugandan, Nigerian, Ghanaian, and we met all of them. But before we went there to get these young people, these communities are protective of their children. If you want young people, even if they are adults, these parents are protective of them. But we went there and engaged with them. So many things I would have shared here, including what we had to do there to dance, because they are dancing if they are Congolese. Sometimes their meals, sometimes the Ethiopian, I drank coffee, you must have very strong coffee. But it is against that we were getting to engage and build the rapport. But even others, Nyama Choma and things like that, time, their cultures are different. If you go for a service in the church, it is 2 hours, not 1 hour, and things like that. But in this case, we engaged with young people. But I thought, since they are young people, I called on Beatrice. Beatrice is my daughter. I always want to tell people about, about that. But this daughter-parent relationship helped a lot. Because when the parents accepted to give me the young people, from that point it was about either Snapchat or what, or things like that, you know what it means. So somehow she came in to engage with them, and we really engaged and got a very successful engagement with 2 workshops, which she's going to share with us. Over to you.
Yeah, So basically, I'll tell you what happened in the workshop. But before that, my name is Beatrice, and I'm part of the Young Person Advisory Group, aka YPAG. So again, I joined because I saw my dad do these things, and I was like, oh, basically, I got inspired and I joined. And then this particular project, I love it because it's juicy. I got involved in the first. I got involved like from the start to the end. Which was really nice. So we had 2 workshops, one for the boys and one for the girls, and there was like around 15 people in each. And I was quite essentially the main point of contact for these young people. They had questions like, what do I wear? Do you think trainers are okay? And I was just there to be like, okay, it's fine. You just need to be there. It's not like an interview. You just need to be there so we can like get your point of view, what you think about things like this. And then just want to talk about basically we compensated for their time as well. For this particular one, we just asked for their bank details and then paid them accordingly. And then we had food and refreshments throughout the whole workshop. That was like the highlight because some of them were like, I don't know if one of us got like a second plate, and they're like, wait, we could get seconds? And we were just like feel free kind of thing. And we, at the start, we also asked, does anyone want like their photos, like does anyone not want their photos taken? Some of them were like, no, I'm not comfortable to have my photo taken. But at the end, everyone was like, oh my God, yes, please, I want to like take my photo. So those are the photos that you can see on the slide. So thanks to everyone's effort in that workshop, it was like a safe space for them to like share their views and connect and feel heard, because we had some young people, stay behind and like ask questions about the project and, leave their contact details for them to get contacted later. Thank you.
Thank you. From these workshops that Beatrice has told us, we got these young people in workshops and we engaged with them, now with the researcher who was introduced by ARC, and we got the opportunity to engage with them, find out why some others don't come, and even them to understand their condition, psychosis. They were able even to reveal to us that time that some people had either friends or themselves have gone through the condition but didn't know anything about it, that it is a thing. But we got that opportunity and it was interesting to have them in these workshops. But we were, of course, collecting data, asking them questions, and them answering sometimes in groups and writing and things like that. So we had these workshops successfully. And then at that point, we, as myself, as the community connector and the team and the researcher, we went and made separate kind of reflections, and we wrote reports together, and then we came together trying to go through qualitatively looking at the data that was collected, whether it is making meaning and what kind of topics and issues, that the themes that were coming out, and we did that. But I just wanted to emphasize again that then together we agreed that we need to have this kind of paper written, and we present it to a journal. And I just felt this is a dream, because for me that's not a thing. I'm just a community member, I'm a patient, I'm a priest. But at the end of the day, we did analyze this, we submitted, and to date, the process of analyzing the capacity, myself now, I have that exposure and I know how to analyze. I know where to begin from when it comes to analyzing that quantitative data. How to submit a paper in a journal. It is something I had never known and even thought about it. Receiving and responding to, the reviewers are tough guys. They sent tough questions, 2 pages almost, and it is a process. I'm relating it to the capacity building, the way we have developed, that I was able to be taken through that. And some of the questions, valuable to stand up reviewing panels, but for example, one of the questions, does a community member need to be a co-author? This is a terrible question, but it was mine. the researcher now left it to me and said, there you are, must you? And we had to prove to them that why not? That's the question. I responded, why not? Because we have been part of it and we had that. And I want to say today, me as an individual and my friend here and my colleagues here, I am not the same person. Because now I'm a co-author, anyway, for your information. I think there's a link there. Our paper is the use of community connectors to increase Black community involvement in research. A case example of us now. But the issue is, when you go there, you will get to know in BMC, we published, and now they write to me, Springer, BMC, BMJ, they write to me as a publisher. So you can see the way and where I'm going. If we are talking about capacity building, this is the thing. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you, John. Amazing. Sit down. Well done. Amazing, John. Thank you. And we're next going to go to Russ, or as he's affectionately known, Uncle Russ, to our Young Person Advisory Group.
Hi everybody, thank you for having me. I'm Russ, I'm 60 years old, I've been ill for a long time. I've been ill for like 45 years and life's been pretty tough for me at times. So getting involved with the ARC has made a massive difference to me. And it all started off with a poem. So you'll hear a poem in a bit at the end. I did the Psoriasis Roadshow and then, funnily enough, bumped into Nikki Timmis from Health Innovation Manchester, and she asked me to join the patient panel. Since then, I'm now a co-applicant on 4 research beds. I've mentored the YPAG, who know me as Uncle Russ. I've wrote loads of poems, blogs. I've spoke at conferences, I've been on the radio, I've made films. You know, my life's been so much different, and ArcGM's played a big part of that. And I'm going to finish up with a poem. Just got to find it.
Right, do you want me to do the microphone? What do you do?
I'll find it.
Do you want a chair, babe?
Yeah, do you mind if I sit down?
Yeah. You've been stood up ages. There you go. I will be your glamorous assistant, not so glamorously.
Right. It's called Now COVID Has Gone, and it was from the award-winning book Manchester Memories, the COVID Era. On a morning like this one, where there is no sun, the rain is horrendous, the pandemic is done. I look out of the window, stare at the sky. Thank heavens, I think, that I'm alive. On a morning like this one, when there is no sun, I smile and laugh at the mad stuff I've done. I look out the window, stare at the street. Thank heavens, I think, that life is so sweet. On a morning like this one, when there is no sun, my thoughts wander. I think of my mum. Thank you.